We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Yeah. Oh, what a day. June 30th, 2022, a day which will live in infamy. Leftists are crying, hugging the trees, apologizing to the dirt because the Supreme Court got it right. Shout out to you, Supreme Court, for getting it right. Shout out to West Virginia for bringing the lawsuit forward today. The rule of law, when it comes to regulatory agencies, was corrected, was reversed, was reinvigorated, reassimilated. Wow, what a day. Now, we're going to talk about the Supreme Court decision to drop its nuts on the EPA and their insane, gross overreach. You motherfuckers had it coming. You know you motherfuckers had it coming. You knew what was going to happen. So you were trying to fuck around and do some shit before you got caught. And Papi Trump appointed these motherfuckers. Do you know what I'm saying? First off, fuck your bitch and the bitch. Bro, it's a good day. It's a good day. Let's talk about what happened before I get into anything way too hardcore. We're going to shout out to Auto Solutions, Calumet Transmissions, Oh My God Cookies, who has to make an EPA L cookie, right? Parts Farm, with the best logo I've ever seen in my life. Let's say hi to the people that will give me about 10 to 15 or a whole fucking hour. There is no time limit today. If it's popping, I'll keep talking. Ulysses Alarcon, young soldier, 5.0 inches. Kevin Kevison, the hot sauce, Victor Garza, Joaquin, or Joaquin, if it's a Portuguese fella. SK Jeff, Joe Daniel, D-Rock Fox, FLKA, every day. Fuck you if you run their shit or buy his stuff. Fuck you. Jose Flores, Agent Orange, JD Swag, Abel, 690, JD Swag, Joe Daniel, Andrew Stotts, Mini Bike Badman. One quick trick. Your name now. It's one quick trick, not one quick truck. Harley Four-Door, Joe Daniel. Boost Lee, Denzel says, I'm back. Who knew you were gone, bro? Rowdy Boy, Rich 50, Cluster BM, Turtle Power, Agent Orange, Harley Four-Door, Mini Bike Madman, Coyote Fury, Alejandro Cazares, Wesley Stewart, Mike Traps, Douche, Did It, Peyton, exactly, Paul Sachs. Let's get to the 4 Train and 55 became a Bitcho level member. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And let's get after it. Let's start talking about what this means. And like the show, you lazy bums. Like the shows, you lazy bums. And the hot sauce, you're welcome. So, today was a great day if you are against insane overreach from any agency. FDA, CDC, EPA, anybody that regulates anything. Today was dealt a huge blow because you cannot do anything when it comes to this law being, when it comes to this decision by the Supreme Court. They have deemed any regulatory commission cannot do a goddamn thing unless elected officials give you that power. We'll talk about it real quick, and there's a nice little article where AOC is losing her fucking mind, but I don't care about that. Let's go to display capture. Let's talk about it. So right here on Fox, it says, this was the Judge Alito, if I'm not mistaken, or no, someone else. This is one of the opinions of the judges that voted to dial back EPA power, capping the carbon dioxide emissions at a level that will force a nationwide transition away from the use of coal to generate electricity may be a sensible solution to the crisis of the day. But it is not plausible that Congress gave the EPA the authority to adopt on its own such a regulatory scheme in Section 111. A decision of such magnitude and consequence rests with Congress itself. or an agency acting pursuant to a clear delegation from that representative body. For the dum-dums, basically, the EPA can't make up their own rules. The EPA cannot make up their own rules. And that's what they were doing. What they were doing is they were going into power plants, specifically coal-fired power plants. And they were saying, y'all need to install scrubbers. And the power plant installed scrubbers. And then they go, you know what? Fuck it. Y'all need to do more shit that's unreasonable because we say so. And who gave them this broad power? It is very clear. Obama gave them that broad power. Why? In 2015, he tried to pass his own Clean Air Act version, and it was not gonna pass because the Congress was mostly Republican or a split that wasn't gonna give him enough votes to pass that shit. Bobby Trump got in. Bobby Trump said, So in 2016, he squashed that shit. But before Obama left, he gave the EPA a blank check and said, get after it, regulate whoever you think is damaging. Gaia. And they went ham on everybody. Trump stopped that, and that's why you saw a bit of a lull in the action. Once Biden got back in, he reaffirmed it and let it ride. So what does this mean when it comes to what the EPA did during the time that they jailed people, fined people, put people out of business, and the Supreme Court today said all that shit should not have been done by them? One can argue that the EPA is open to a bunch of lawsuits. Let's say you were just tuning with commercial available tuning software since, say, 2013, 2012, right? And all of a sudden, the EPA got some power that they should have not gotten in the first place. And let's say you got popped for doing shit you've been doing all along that was commercially available and nobody was saying anything. The decision today basically states that everything that the EPA or that they were doing, they could not have done. They can't set your own rules. You can't just go out there and say, okay, I'm the EPA, I'm going to set the rules that I think are good. No. Elected officials make the rules. You simply enforce them. You're a regulatory agency. You're not an enforcement agency. You shouldn't even have anyone in the EPA owning a fucking gun because all you do is push paper, bitch. That's all you're supposed to do is push fucking paper. But guess what happened today? Y'all got your comeuppance. Now, I'm not going to gloat all that much because you don't know what the fuck's going to happen. But what's going to happen to other regulatory bodies? Huh? Let's talk about the gun situation. Anyone that regulates anything has to basically do it at the will of Congress. And if they did anything without Congress specifically passing a law, specifically, because when it comes to enforcing law, it has to be gone through with Congress, elected officials. You can't just have bodies of regulatory commissions doing whatever the fuck they want, doing dumb shit. So if you were popped by the EPA and if you suffered losses and fines, I would be calling my lawyer today. Hey, so everything the EPA did during this time has been deemed illegal by the Supreme Court of the United States. And everything that I have lost income, because all they care about is what injury does this cause, right? If you look at the law, it says as long as it does not cause injury, aka a lot of money to the detriment of the person they're regulating or fining or trying to dial back based on the laws that they think or the emissions they feel should be emitted, I think you can make a case that you should absolutely call your lawyer today. And anyone that has jail time, an ankle bracelet, fines can absolutely, I'm not going to say they're going to win, but I'm saying if enough people get together, aka the automotive industry, PFI got popped, Laundry Racing, they just showed up at her door. They didn't do any popping. They just took down some data. But if you were jailed, fined, and basically put out of business, I would join a bunch of other people that were similarly affected and get after them. Get after them. Because today was the day they got their comeuppance for their overreach. And thank you, Supreme Court of the United States, for doing the right thing. Now, people are going to say, well, what about what's going to happen to the planet? That doesn't mean that the fucking plants are just going to start spewing coal and that we're going to take catalytic converters off. It just means that when the EPA has to enforce a law, it has to go through Congress first. And who put in 3 justices during his term? Bobby Trump. This is his legacy. For those of you that thought he wasn't on your side, bro, this is proof. Now, the whole Mexico stuff, I'm not going to talk about immigration. I'm talking about shit that affects us. The automotive, the performance and racing automotive industry, which lately has been totally split. People ratting on each other. And you hear about guys going to jail, guys getting put out of business. Today was the day the EPA got slapped in the hand, balls dropped on its face, because you know that they knew they were overstepping. It was just a matter of time that the right justices got in, the right case made it to the Supreme Court, so that now they're like, God damn it, we're fucked. So don't be surprised before all this bullshit gets instituted if the EPA ramps something up really quick, maybe to get some more income, who the fuck knows, or to tie you up in litigation. But today was a wonderful day, and it should be celebrated. And I think it was awesome. It was one of those days that I genuinely felt happy that a completely ridiculous, overreaching agency has the ability to come into your business, that you're dealing with commercially available software, and saying that you are committing crimes against the earth on some dumb shit. Who else is talking about this? Who else is talking about potentially suing a class action lawsuit against the Environmental Protection Agency based on damages that were levied upon many small businesses? I know people that were literally put out of business, ankle braced up, jail time for doing something that they didn't know was illegal. And the EPA knew that they were enforcing bullshit laws that they made up. Imagine you are the EPA and you don't have to get permission to do anything when it comes to emissions. You can go to a coal-fired power plant. You can go to anywhere and say anything you want and levy any fine against anyone you want. And they have to pay or go to jail because they're a government entity. Today, that stopped. Today, that stopped. And it'll set a precedent for any other regulatory body that if you do shit that you didn't go through Congress for, you might get sued, motherfucker. It's gonna be a good time. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Okay, so let me get in. What do you guys think? A lot of people think that now we could just take catalytic converters off and just, roll coal. No. It means that the Clean Air Act, in my opinion, should have been interpreted exactly as it was written. And the EPA started doing mumbo jumbo and started talking about tampering, because technically putting a K&N filter on your stock air box is tampering. So I can't wait to see what happens with the RPM Act. The RPM Act simply has to cite this law or this case, West Virginia versus the EPA, and say, bada bing, bada boom, se acabó el party, and we'll see what the deal is. What do you guys think is going to happen? Tell me what your thoughts are. If you read the 80 pages, and you know how I read it? I got this software that just reads back to me.
33. The court acknowledges only that, under our Constitution, the people's elected representatives in Congress are the decision makers here, and they have not clearly granted the agency the authority it claims for itself.
Ooh! Did you hear that? So that's what I was trying to look up the whole time. Basically, the decision was based on the fact that an agency cannot grant itself all these powers without going through Congress first. Bro, Good shit. Good shit. I urge you to read or have it read to you. 89 pages. It's long legal mumbo jumbo, but it is awesome stuff. Good year for us in the Supreme Court. It's been a good year for us in the Supreme Court. Like Trump's bump stock ban, defund the EPA and the ATF. Does that mean the N-Gage is coming back? I don't think so. I think the problem with the N-Gage is they were absolutely put out of business, guys. And those are one of those people that I look at and go, I think you might want to start talking to your lawyers. I think you might want to start talking to your lawyers. PFI Speed and JHT still got hit from EPA. Now they can get their money back or at least sue because the EPA was doing shit they could not do. And they did it anyway and threatened you with fines and jail time. Meanwhile, they don't have that authority. EPA is a mall cop. A mall cop pulling over a guy in the parking lot and saying, I'm going to issue you a ticket because I feel like it. I feel you were going kind of fast. I don't like your face. Here's a ticket. And you go, Jesus Christ, is this legit? Nobody knows. Today, we found out they were fucking mall cops with their flashlights, giving you bunkus bullshit fines based on a reinterpretation that was false. They got today. They got the balls dropped on them today. They're about to get defunded today because everything they've been doing for the last 2 years, specifically since 2016, is all bullshit, especially when it comes to the power plants. Maybe PFI will get some cash back. ATF needs to be abolished. There's no reason for its existence. GoFundMe for the class action lawsuit. I want to see how many people start talking about this subject. Nah, unless it's clout chasing, because you have had to have read the whole 89 pages to exactly know what's going on. I had about 47 of them read back to me, and I skipped back around. I watched all these articles since 10 a.m. when the decision came down. I was on that shit, trying to get as much in there possible. But it's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, and I need somebody to kind of filter out the bullshit. But I'm telling you, everything I saw on the news when you report it down the middle was this is massive. This is earth shaking. The EPA is pretty much been neutered unless they go through Congress. Now, let's say they go through Congress. Let's say they want to regulate coal-fired power plants, blah, 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 and this and this and that. Basically the same shit they were doing without authority, with authority. How many coal lobbyists are going to be in the fucking pockets of these politicians saying, don't vote for that shit, Bill, because you're not going to get that Midnight Express, son. How about those season tickets to the Cincinnati Bengals, bicho? You're not going to have them shits, bro. You know them hookers I hook you up with every other fucking day? You ain't going to have access to that shit. Vote that down. They're going to have a real hard time. And that's how it should be. If you don't understand that's how the government works, guys, I'm sorry. It's been like that since the beginning of time. Okay? Sorry. That's just how it works. Lobbying power. Boy, what a great day. Man, I'm so happy. Does that mean that we can have CEI and go catless in California? Nope. No. The nice thing about this ruling, the one Shadow one, similar to the abortion being brought back to the states, that's what they did. They said, okay, this EPA shit, they cannot regulate the whole United States. State by state has to be able to regulate its own emissions. The EPA is not the daddy of the states. That's exactly what happened. The same thing that happened with abortion federally, kicked it back to the states. I think the EPA got itself neutered and they kicked it back to the states. Good shit. Que bola YOLO, been a long time tuning in. Nice to catch one of those. What's up, Luis Ceballos? Mr. On 3 Turbo Kit. Maybe the N-Gage will come back now. I don't think so. Gun Guys also caught a W today. Supreme Court overturned magazine bans and the assault weapon ban. Street sweepers for everybody. Let's go. How much research do you do before you go live on your info? On point, very knowledgeable. On this subject, dude, I worked and had it read back to me a couple of times, looked up a bunch of articles, listened to people's opinions. But guys, we've been on this since 2020. the Lund Racing crew, Joshua Lawrence, have been on this from the get-go. Okay? We got popped and we don't know why. Like, why? What changed? What changed? We were doing this in 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 2020? What changed? We've been rocking and rolling. What changed? So then we started doing research. And if anyone researches really well, it's Junior. And I love data and I love finding out precedent. So when you read the when you read the Clean Air Act, the problem is its interpretation. It is very open to interpretation because I don't want to say the Second Amendment is similar, but people always bring up the same thing. Well, back then they were talking about muskets. They weren't talking about muskets. They said to arm yourself, and if evolution makes you have motherfucking laser beams, hey, it shall not be infringed. Literally says shall not be infringed because yesterday's gun is not today's gun.
Yesterday's price
But
is not today's price.
the EPA stuff is open to interpretation. So once they got in there, depending on the industry you want squashed or raised up, you can use regulatory agencies as almost Gestapo, because they say, well, we're the EPA. We have this omnipotent power to go anywhere that we deem emissions are being altered. Hey, EPA, how come you don't show up to my fucking sink? I cooked some steaks. I used butter. There's seasoning. There's pepper. There's some nasty shit. It's juicy and nasty and gross. I use Dawn, a caustic material. I clean the dishes, and it goes down the fucking sink. Technically, my sink is not EPA approved until it goes down the drain and ends up at a water treatment facility. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit that while it's in my sink, it's the most, if you had that in a river, or let's say you had that on the street, let's say you changed the oil on the street, that's illegal, but you push it down the drain and it ends up at a water treatment facility, it's all good, it's all kosher, it's all Gucci. The influent is one thing, the effluent is another, it's all good. So EPA was going in and said, oh, wait a minute, the automotive industry has the ability to do X, Y, and Z, and we can shut it down or fine them. Think about it. A lot of people were popped and allowed to do business as long as they paid and promised not to do anything. And if anything shall come up that you guys deem might be illegal, give us a shout, let us know, and we'll pop them too. And boom, tuners started with commercially available software that is legal to sell. You're telling me I'm the asshole? Let's say you have an illegal screwdriver. I'm sorry, you have a screwdriver. And it is illegal to tamper with the emissions components of any vehicle since emissions were instituted. So if I take that screwdriver and undo the smog pump, am I the culprit or is the screwdriver the culprit? Who do you find? Craftsman or Alejandro Flores? What the fuck? Crazy shit. Pura pinche 956 la verga. Cuz dumping the batteries in the ocean. Right. Muffin Monster makes it all good. Right. EPA checking toilets. After you have Monster Energy dip a honey bun, your toilet is radioactive. As long as you and if you don't flush it, that's illegal. If you flush it, it's legal. What a clusterfuck of an agency that is. Extortion. If an agency says to you, you're breaking the law, I don't like what you're doing, I think you should pay a fine, and then we're not generally going to change what you're doing or stop you from what you're doing. We're just going to fine you for the shit you did before we popped you. But anything you do after, we're not going to fine you for. Excuse me? Yep, you've been tuning since 2000, right? We popped you in 2015, right? We're going to fine you $150,000, right? Are you going to put me out of business? No, fam, you can do whatever you want. What? This is why. They don't have the power to shut you down. But they use the federal government, just like a fucking mall cop says that he has some kind of authority. They said, oh, if you don't do this, we're going to tell the Department of the Justice Department of Justice, DOJ, that you did something we deemed illegal, even though there's no law on the books that specifically states what you're doing is illegal. Fuck you guys. Really enjoying the standalone videos. Keep them coming. FEPA, no more cookies. IRS needs to go too. Jumping in late. I already liked it and I already watched. Thank you. I'll watch the whole show. Dab a little fabuloso. Make it smell good. Bro. EPA so down. Bad cookies are starting $10 each. Down so bad. Cookies are now $10. Para la coquita, 0. Mr. Alex, thank you. EPA smells like jelly beans. They do smell like fucking jelly beans.
Oh, this smells like jelly beans.
Fuck the EPA. They can suck my dick today. I mean, really? And you know, they might still have some lingering agents that are going to pop 1 or 2 people again. For what? The Supreme Court said today, you don't have the authority. If y'all were thinking of raiding anybody, pull those fucking agents back, EPA. Pull them back. You don't have the authority, according to the Supreme Court. If you go into a place illegally after this decision has been levied down, that's going to be bad for you. Oh, my Lord. Imagine the EPA knocks on someone's door and I'd be like, fuck you. Hey, fuck you, Bill. Walk of shame. Fuck off. Get the fuck off my lawn. You're trespassing, bitch. That paper you got is bullshit, bitch. A well-regulated militia being necessary for the people of the free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It's the right of the people, not the right of the militia. Will Lund now start giving the sauce to like before? Alex, where's the smoke to celebrate? I don't got the smoke set up. The smoke is on Tuesdays, all right? That's talking shit. I am so happy I brought the show down to a couple of days a week, Tuesday and Thursdays, because stuff can happen in between that'll make this sucker pop. And the EPA just got teabagged by the Supreme Court. Bro, unbelievable. And people say, Alex, don't thumb your nose. I'm not thumbing my nose. I've been saying this the whole time. They don't have the authority. And today, the Supreme Court said, you're right. You're right. They don't have this authority unless they get it from Congress. So let's say they do get it from Congress and they go as business as usual. Vote those Congress people out. That's exactly how it works. We got 500 people on, 350 likes. Let's get that up to 100%. Thank you. Yesterday's authority is not today's authority.
Yesterday's
how it is,
price
bro.
is not today's price. Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Love it. I love checks and balances are good, people.
He's certified.
Exactly. States should regulate militias, citizens who should. Okay, okay. I'm not trying to make this a gun fucking show. Sorry. I'm a car guy, bro. This is all car shit. But for those of Second Amendment guys, this is good for you too. This is really good for you too because it sets precedent. Nothing is more powerful than citing case law, okay, and saying this was solid, this was established, and when the Supreme Court makes a ruling like that, if it is to be overturned, you have to bring a lawsuit in. It has to go through the circuit courts. It has to go through hell before it makes its way to the Supreme Court. But when it comes to this ruling, the opinion is such that most of the Supreme Court justices do not believe that the EPA had the authority to do what it did. Only elected representatives can give that power to any authority. Enacted under Obama, suspended under Trump, reenacted under Biden. The EPA gave itself its own authority to regulate emissions and set the nation's energy policy. This is what they were doing. They were acting under the will of the president at the time, not Congress. Of the president. A dictatorship, basically. Hey, EPA, I want everyone to go full electric by 2030. Make the coal-fired power plants spend so much money, install so many scrubbers, and put unreasonable emission standards on their shit so that they are forced to go to gas, then solar and wind. 30% of the nation is powered by coal-fired power plants. What do you think was bringing energy prices up? What is a more direct cause of your electric bill going up? Regulation? Regulation or the inability or us running out of fossil fuels? We're running out of fossil fuels, so it's harder to get the stuff to the surface, it's harder to refine it, it's harder to burn it, or regulation. If we were to break the handcuffs off of the energy sector in this country, oh my Lord. But no. We got clown-ass motherfuckers in charge that say, fuck Congress, we're not going to be able to pass it through them the right way. We're going to give it to the EPA. And the EPA starts popping PFI speed? You think some guy that tunes Hondas is making a dent in the fucking emissions of the planet? FLKA, all day, every day. Alex, what's next after this W? Well, what should happen is, because Congress and the Supreme Court is going to be on recess all summer. When they come back, the RPM Act absolutely has to be passed. The RPM Act absolutely has to be passed. The free cookies are over because of this SCOTUS decision. I will never financially recover from this. Didn't you say the EPA showed up with Lund strapped like an actual militia? Nice waste of taxpayer money. Hope there's a real change from this ruling. They came with the blick. They came with cops. They came armed. Armed. What did they think was going to be in that building? A catalytic converter shop facility? Did they think there's going to be a tunnel from Pennsylvania to Mexico where they're just, we stole all the catalytic converters from Pennsylvania. We got and there's 3 nerds farting, listening to beep and boop music, Darude Sandstorm. And they're like, what the fuck is this? This is the best Ford tuner on the planet. Yeah, so why the fuck are we here? I don't know, bitch. Why are you here? And you know what the funniest thing was about the whole thing? One of the agents was a smoker. Fucking hilarious. It couldn't have been more ironic. We are clean. The place smells like crisp air conditioning. If anything, there's a faint smell of tires because, you got that smell of rubber. And one of the agents is out there puffing away like a cunt, trying to talk to us about, we're here to pop y'all because you're tampering with emissions. So, okay, you see that 86 notch outside? Yup. That bitch is spewing all the carbon. It sucks, but it has all its emissions components in and intact. This 2016 Mustang on E85 and high flow headers literally emits 10% of the shit that Fox Body does. So you're saying the tuned Mustang, you can pop us for tampering with that, but the bone stock dirtier Fox is Gucci. Yes. Boy, thank you, Supreme Court. Thank you, Supreme Court, for dunking on these clowns. Clarence Thomas he must have been. Remember when they called that long dong silver bullshit?
The name that was referred to was Long Dong Silver.
He must have been like, bro, I'm going to get them all. I'm going to get them Clarence Thomas is never leaving the Supreme Court. If he's a bag of bones and can vote, he will vote. Just because of what happened to him during the confirmation hearings. Shout out to the homies. Shout out to Papi Trump. Now, our PM Act passes, and it's in. Or if they say, we got to keep bringing lawsuits to these motherfuckers. We got to start class action lawsuits. EPA hit me up under some false pretenses. EPA shut me down under some false pretenses. Nothing I was doing was mentioned in the Clean Air Act. I was doing nothing wrong. The software I was using was commercially available and the company's still in business. Why did I get popped? Good shit. Good shit. This is so good. I love it. I love it. I love it, bro. Hey, now, nothing wrong with smoking. Yeah, we got a call that you guys are tampering with emissions. Wait, I gotta take a break. Yeah, we gotta go in here and see which one of these cars is emitting all the carbon. Hey, get their computers. It's a fucking joke. I'm done. Pack the court. Drag a cigarette. Your EPA sounds like a terrible EPA. Hey, where's your server at? For what? Well, you're under investigation for violating the. Hold on for a second. Oh, that cleared it up. You're under investigation for violating the Clean Air Act. So we need to know where your servers are at. Fucking clown show. They heard the Ghost Cam tune wasn't consistent enough. The EPA heard that Hector is going to be running 3 Honda Civics with Spoon engines. On top of that, he just came into Harry's and he ordered 3 T66 turbos with NOS and Motec system exhaust. SCOTUS hitting home runs. Don't cry, bro. Blame Ruth Ginsburg for not retiring when Obama asked her to. And she croaked and Trump packed her seat. 3 scoops for that ass. Turns out Clarence was a real gangster. I wonder if Brent from PSI Speed is going to go countersue. Didn't they hit him for like $25,000 or something? I would hit him up for emotional distress. I'd hit him up for, loss of income. I'd hit him up for everything. My head hurts and $5 million lawsuit against the EPA. The problem is we're going to have to pay that, the taxpayer. But I'd rather do that than send $80 billion to the Ukraine to wash the money. Fucking clown show. Boosted Rides Only in Texas gave me $5 a super sticker. Love it. They all got picked on in school. My server's in the cloud. Just don't go through my Google search history. Did Lund have any security tip of the EPA pulling up? Would love to see how strapped they were for nothing. Hey, that's a great question. I think we do. I'd have to see it and see if they'd actually make it available. GOP, hypocrisy. I don't know what he's talking about. 4th of July will feel a little more special this year after the SCOTUS decision. Yeah, seriously. Seriously, it feels nice to know that there's such a system in place where checks and balances happen. Now, I might be preemptively celebrating because, look, we don't get wins in this industry. We just take loss after loss after loss. But the Supreme Court, because it was packed by not packed, but people that actually interpret the Constitution the proper way were put in, not extremists. The right shit's happening. Thank God Trump fixed SCOTUS. EPA showed up in a VW Bug clown car. EPA doing secondhand smoke with cancer sticks. Imagine thinking the U.S. emits more than Russia, China, India. Our emissions are tiny compared to those countries. No idea why they're trying to regulate such an overreach. Imagine the United States pretty much goes bankrupt because we're trying to fucking save Gaia, and India is out there like, oh, turn down the coal-fired power plant. See, turn it up. Fuck the U.S., man. Let's go. We got it. Oh, let's start drilling everywhere because they stopped. The party just got started! We're gonna be rich, motherfucker. Fuck are we doing? India's like, oh, you guys are fucking stupid because you're going to shut down. Hey, Ranjit, get over here, Ranjit. What's going on? Oh, I think the United States is going to make us billionaires. Why do you think so? They're shutting down their coal-fired power plants. Get it, Ranjit. Right? The fuck is happening? India now is the richest. India has now surpassed the United States in GDP. India now is an oil exporter. Curry. The three main products coming out of India right now: slushies, oil, and curry. Let's go! This is the Knight Rider remix. Hey, and we're out there going, oh no, shut it down for Gaia, bitch. Shut it down, man. Shut this down, man. Gaia's dying because the United States is an imperialist country that just admits it. You know? And we're out there literally killing ourselves. India don't care. China don't care. Russia don't care. Bro. Okay, I'm done. I just admit. Bro. Where JD at? JD's like, hey, I love that song. Alex, you'll need to play that part back later for yourself. I guess so, because I don't see it. I just make it happen. Slush is at 7-Eleven. I swear Alex is part Arab and part Mexican. Puro pinche 956 a la verga. So what's happening out there, right? We're shooting ourselves in the foot. Russia is like, oh, you want to cut me off? I'm gonna sell oil to India, China. I'm gonna emit all the shit. Hell, scrubbers? No, we're gonna pump more carbon, dirtier carbon. And we're out there, we're the United States, and the rest of the world is emitting bullshit. And we're gonna be the ones with solar panels and wind farms. What about the birds? What about birds and the Birdman? I like to fuck him in the ass while he beat up the What if you put up so many wind farms that the birds start dying? I like to fuck him in the ass while he beat up the pussy. I do this show, I think, so that I'm in the shower. I have something to look at so that I can laugh. Now, you never seen the shipyards in India, so much oil in the water, it looks like mud. I have no idea what I just joined, but yeah, I like it. It says Nick Vig. India got a lot of other problems that we read about emissions, like increasing the population. Somebody in a taxi cab somewhere needs to be watching this. All the car fault. Yeah, watch what happens when vegans find out that cows emit methane from their mouth. Imagine putting catalytic converters on the mouth of cows because it emits methane. Bro. Windmills make some high-pitched sound, I've heard. We lit today. Man, you crazy as hell. I mean, this is like normal, Alex. No Coca-Cola. There was one show where Coca-Cola happened. That was a problem. And look at this pimping since 1997. Putting the show to a screeching halt. Alex, turbo 10R80, making 800 horsepower. My car makes the same power, but it's a vortex entry car. Should it be a close race or will he got me bad? Hey, if it's both cars making similar power, both weigh the same, he might take you, depending on his power delivery. But you saw what happened with Jake, but Jake was heavier, made similar power, but it's turbo, and it was 10R. And I was stick. So he had the advantage in the torque multiplication. I had the advantage in terms of weight. Damn, now that song is stuck in my head. Yeah! Oh my God, you gotta love it. You like, where's fuck you bloody? Imagine the EPA comes into this Indian guy's place, and this is the EPA shows up and just be like this.
Yeah. If you wanna go, then you go to hill and go down.
Why you get fried,
yes,
man?
why? Are you crazy?
You're fucking
You
paranoid,
are
man.
fucking. You are fucking.
You fucking you bloody.
You bloody.
Fuck you bloody. Bastard bitch.
You
Fuck you.
bastard,
Fuck
you.
you.
Yeah.
Bloody.
Hey, EPA, when you come into my fucking place, this is what I'm gonna say.
You bloody.
You bloody.
Fuck you bloody. Bastard bitch.
You
Fuck you.
bastard,
Fuck
you.
you. Bloody. Fuck you bloody. Fucking mother bloody fuck bitch.
That's right, EPA. Come into my shit. I dare you come into my shit and do.
Meet me at the
I'm playing this. Bro, I mean, yep, that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen if they come into my shit. I'm like, fuck you, bloody, because I don't give a shit what's happening with you. Get the fuck out of my shit. I'm just making dirty fucking curry and electricity. Play copper chicken. I don't got copper chicken. Stop it. The double cup Slurpee cup will slap them bot spamming in the chat. I saw that. It was nuts. The woman cutting my hair today says if we had something that converted energy into energy that could make electricity for our country, we'd stop polluting. You mean nuclear and coal power, stupid bitch? Boy, cut hair. Cut hair, girlfriend, and suck on this dick. If we had something that converted energy into energy that could make electricity for our country, you know what the solution is, pendeja? You get a battery and you hook it up to a battery charger with an inverter and you charge the battery with a battery charger. Infinite power. Unlimited power! Oh no, I just want to hear that part. I don't want to hear the whole fucking shit.
I'm going to end this.
Yeah, what's unlimited power? There we go. Unlimited power. There it is. Here it is. Exactly. You just hook up a battery charger to a battery charger and you have... Yep. Unlimited power, motherfucker. Yeah, let's go. Man, what the fuck is going on? I can't wait to see what happens with the EPA. I hope the EPA gets fucking neutered. I hope y'all become I hope y'all become just some bitch ass agency with like hand-me-down P-71 police interceptors. I hope you guys don't get any fucking funding. I hope y'all fucking get a regular ass job. If you work for the EPA, I guarantee you got a diesel deleted truck. If there is an EPA agent out there with a deleted diesel truck, oh my God, I can't wait. I'd love to find an EPA agent with a drag race Mustang. Oh, I love Mustangs. I love a Camaro. I have a Corvette. I have a deleted diesel. I will slap the motherfucking stupid out your shit. Stupid. Stupid, bro. God. And you guys feel like they have unlimited power after a cold air. When all the boost is hitting the torque storm. The torque storm! Oh! Did you see Steve Morris now is fucking with a twins torque storm supercharger on a big block? I was blown away by that. What if you attach batteries to out whipples? Will that work? EPA is getting pink slips. Alex got the best sound guy on YouTube. Yeah, me. Like, it's so silly. I do everything from the Stream Deck, and I listen to shit all day, and I'm like, what should I do for this? What is this one?
Thanks a lot.
Oh, we already got that. What did I add? I added a bunch the other day. A squid, gang, thinking. Trump, diarrhea, not that guy, too high. No, I think that's about it. Okay. Abolish the EPA. Look, I think the EPA has done more damage to business, and that's the big one. Supreme Court lawmakers, they want to regulate as much as possible until it causes what they call injury, meaning financial harm, meaning during a recession, you're going to start putting people out of work when it is not proven that that industry specifically is the main driver of greenhouse gases that other countries don't give two shits about? It's such a weird thing. And it is directly correlated to the people you vote in 100% of the time. Thank you for the $5. Appreciate you very much. He used the name Long Dong Silver. Right, bro. Have you heard about the guy who created an engine that could run off of water, got poisoned? You think he got taken out? Absolutely. Oil companies are, look, I am not a defender of oil companies, but let's be clear here. Even Elon Musk said, we need to drill more. If I had a switch that would turn off gasoline production in the United States, I would not shut it off. If anything, we should turn it on. Imagine if you absolutely unleashed the mighty power of the United States energy sector. I'm sorry, this planet is going to end up looking like an industrial power plant. Go to Houston. Go to Houston right now, right off of I-10, right on the east side. You see all them power plants, all that fire in the fucking sky and shit? That's what the earth is going to look like in about 150 years. Just left, right, just power plant. That's what it's going to be. I'm sorry. SCOTUS said the EPA was coming in a little too high power. Do I have a little too high power here? I think I do. Too high power.
Out, fool. You coming a little too high.
Exactly. All parts waivers going to go away now. Now, that's the other thing. Okay, so at a micro level, what's going to happen? We saw the macro. We saw that the EPA today got told, nope, no soup for you. So they do not have the ability to do anything without Congress's approval. So as long as they were not doing things that overstepped with their recent enforcement of the Clean Air Act, reinterpreted it in 2015, if this falls under that umbrella, all that shit goes away. All that shit goes away. Because if it was deemed them overstepping based on reinterpretation, I know they focused on the energy sector, but they focused on emissions. Emissions. That's what the EPA got caught doing, making up their own rules, enforcing those made up rules, and the SCOTUS said, So if parts manufacturers having waivers, this and this and this and that, theoretically, you'd have to get a lawyer out there and have them reinterpret this. But I think, based on my law degree that I got at 7-Eleven, I think all that shit goes away. And they're open for lawsuit if you were jailed, fined, and put out of business by the EPA. Just got to talk to a lawyer, that's all. Earth was here long before us, and it'll be here long after us. Biff is going to be the president in 100 years. Yes. I knew a guy that invented an engine that ran off of Freon and it's recirculated. As soon as he got the U.S. patent, he got the life-threatening phone calls. Didn't Biden's pick get sworn in today? Alice, do you think there'll be a lot of ties? No. Look, the guy that's leaving now can go both ways. So he's not gaining anything. The guy that's leaving now is kind of like left-leaning anyway. So it's a zero-sum game. There's nothing that we're gaining, nothing that they're gaining, okay? And when I see I see normal motherfuckers. There's lefty psycho tree hugging fucking idiots, bro. CDC's got to go. FDA's got to go. Not necessarily, but a lot of them are overstepping their shit. MAGA, make America great again. Imagine going to court and say the cars in your shop are cleaner than SUVs they rolled up on. Corey Willis is fixing to make a big come up if he's able to countersue. I know who Corey Willis is. Corey Willis, if anybody in this industry is gonna shove their virtual foot up the EPA's ass, is gonna be Corey Willis. Because if they deem everything they did was based on laws that they made up and find people like Corey Willis made up costs, because okay, EPA, how much money can I give you to stay? How much money? I didn't know that you can cure the planet with money. like Magic Johnson cured AIDS with money. I did not know Gaia accepted US dollars to bypass or look the other way as you polluted her. Oh, you know what? You sold this many devices, da-da-da-da-da. We're not going to put you out of business, but give us $1.5 million and we'll call it even. Oh, so I can pollute as long as I got the money to pollute. Is that what you're saying, EPA? Well, if you buy carbon credits. Oh, I got it. So let's say I have infinite income and I can buy infinite carbon credits. Earth is going to be cool with me just polluting on the motherfucker. Or is it hush money so you motherfuckers look the other way and fund your operation? Bitch. Fuck out of here, bro. EPA failed to latch.
The baby has been able to latch, but I've not been able to produce any milk. But okay.
Yep, the money depends on if they got laid or not the night before. Corey should be able to sue for all the millions he spent fighting the EPA. If Corey has, and I'm sure he does, documented every penny he has spent defending his business and feels he did nothing wrong because the interpretation of the Clean Air Act was bullshit because the EPA deemed it so. And today the Supreme Court said, oh yeah, you can't make your own rules up, bitch. You can't make up your own fucking rules. Corey might be able to recover that money and damages. And oh my God, he's going to be wearing... Corey Willis, I'm talking to you. If you countersue or if you sue the government, I am giving permission on behalf of the taxpayer for you to buy the Indian gold shirt. Buy the Indian gold shirt. Get a chain like Gucci Mane that says EPA. Oh, bro, I'd rub it in there. I'd make a diss track. I would absolutely make a diss track. I'd be like, bro. This show's going to be copyrighted all the way through, and I don't care if I don't make a dime on this show. I am not going to fucking filter it, mute it. It's going to go how it's going to go. Fuck it. Let me see if I got a copyright email already. Nope. So far, so good. Good shit. Good shit. Off topic, but I was driving the other day while listening to your show instead of watching as usual. I couldn't believe how well the show comes off as audio. YDBT for the win. This is a radio show, and I have modeled it after radio shows. That's why it's a lot of sound clips so that you can just drive and imagine shit. Gold chains. EPA is not always about racing. We support NASCAR. No, you don't understand. We support NASCAR. Yeah, I don't care if you get NASCAR and go drive your NASCAR at a NASCAR track. No, stupid. I want to take my Civic, my Mustang, my Camaro, my Grand Prix, chop it up, make it a back half, big block twin turbo shit, and put it on the track. No, that's tampering. EPA is like OSHA. They get their funds from fines. How was the mandate for COVID enforced? OSHA. They used a regulatory commission to enforce something they knew they could not pass through Congress. So how do they pass their green energy agenda? EPA. What they're doing is they're bypassing Congress. And you can't do that. You can't bypass Congress. They're anointing these fucking agencies to do their bidding, and you can't do that. And today, Supreme Court told them you can't do that shit. Love it. NASCAR. Someone said keep it up. Mendoza County. The EPA did not pass the test. Alex, it's not illegal to alter emission systems. You just haven't paid the fee. Right. Apparently, all I have to do is pay the fee for the copyright offset. Thank you very much. Oh, Alex, forgot to tell you, there was a victory on the right to repair. Out of all people, Harley Davidson lost a lawsuit. I'll send you the link later. Thank you. That's good to talk about maybe Peasant Chat Sunday. Alex said Gucci Mane. Have you seen his chain? His chain is stupid. Bro, Corey, if you win, he got a Bart Simpson chain, bro. This motherfucker got a Bart Simpson chain. Okay? So Corey Willis, if you win, it's gotta say EPA. You gotta show out like Gucci. You can't. You gotta stunt, and you have my permission. Ice Daddy. It should say EPA Daddy. Corey Willis, you can set yourself up to be the biggest anti-EPA troll in history. If you countersue, if you have a suit, talk to your lawyers. I know you got some dough. And we'll see if you can get yourself in a nice position. And I give you permission as a fellow taxpayer to get whatever chain you want. You should be able to do whatever the fuck you want. Where is it? Where is it? Let me see. Let me see. And this is the song you should be playing. Yeah, here we go. You should be playing this shit like in your diesel truck with the American force field.
Like you know, man. In my hood, they call me Jeezy the Snowman.
Oh, Jeezy the Snowman.
Call me Genuine.
Let's get to the air. Let's get to the.
Ooh, you know they like it. I'm so high.
Come on, let's go. Get that chain, EPA Daddy. Get the EPA Daddy chain, Corey. Let's do it. Let's sue the motherfuckers. Look, I might be talking all this shit, and there is no way for him to sue, but it's nice to talk about it. It's entertaining. Fuck me, bro. EPA Daddy. I hope Corey wins, because if not, that'll be the case that made the EPA made up the rules, concrete, and laws. It will end up being the reference in every other case. Johnny Dang would make him a dope chain. Diamond Boys. Yup. Any other company over 100 employees could get fines and not allowing the CDC guidelines. Due to companies under 100 employees don't have the big bucks. Bro, Gucci sues back for copyright. Bro, come on, man. We're about that life. Shit. We're in the hood here, right? Look, not many things get me amped up as days like today. Days like today are wins for the little guy. Win for people in this industry specifically. Guys, we have taken loss after loss after loss since 2015, and you hadn't heard about shit until Corey really got hit. And Lund Racing got hit. And then PFI got hit. And we got up on PRI's ass. We got up on SEMA's ass. Worthless fucking organizations. Right? It took West Virginia Coal to say, yo, fuck all this shit. We gotta do something. And they won. Shout out to West Virginia. Shout out to the lawyers that argued the proper case. Shout out to the Supreme Court that did the right thing. Good shit. Good shit. We need to get, you know what they need to get? They need to get Johnny Depp's lawyer. Right? They need to get Johnny Depp's lawyer. Where's let me see. Let me see. I'm trying to find that sound clip of her saying hearsay.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Yeah, I think the EPA has the ability to regulate.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Oh, well, what do you mean hearsay? Well, he told me that.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Okay, well, Corey Willis was told by
Objection,
another.
Your Honor, hearsay.
We heard that Corey Willis was actually doing
Objection, Your
some
Honor, hearsay.
shit. Get Camille Vasquez on your team. Y se acabó el party. Se acabó el party. All right, guys, I'm going to get the hell out of here. Today's one of those episodes I'm going to listen back to and probably won't be able to top for a while. We had 500 people watching today. This was a big day for the industry. I highly suggest everyone that got popped, looked at, fined, or anything of the sort by the EPA, hit up your lawyer and see if anything,
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
anything in there can be brought to your attention in terms of a lawsuit, recoup some money, loss of business, injury if provable, because everything the EPA has done is wrong. Finally, voila, holla, voila. Some money to support the channel, please. Some dog care information from time to time. What the hell is he talking about? All right, guys, I'm out of here. I understand Fastly. A lot of people didn't even read it. I read it. Go out there, find the Supreme Court decision, 89 pages. Get yourself a software that reads it back to you. It's a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, but you will absolutely be well versed as to what's happening, and they might be able to do something in terms of lawsuit and neuter, cut the nuts off the EPA, because it shouldn't have had nuts in the fucking first place. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you guys Sunday for the Peasant Chat. See you later. Bye.